there will be more supply from what you call the fragile five, including Iran, Iraq, Libya, Nigeria, and Venezuela.
The fragile five alone are going to have more oil in the market a year from now than we think demand is going to be. Even the U.S. is going to be adding to this supply in the next 4 or 5 months. Non-OPEC supply is rising this year by more than demand, and we think non-OPEC supply is going to rise by about 1 million barrels a day next year. We've got not just non-OPEC countries, but we have the fragile five. We have another 200,000 or 300,000 barrels a day expected coming out of Iran. We have Iraq, which has a pipeline down for geopolitical reasons. The three countries involved in that pipeline, or the two parts of Iraq and the one other country, Turkey, involved in it, have every reason to get the pipeline up because they get more money by doing so. And that's going to add 450,000 barrels a day to current Iraqi exports. And we think debottlenecking the South and the pipeline itself will carry more oil. So add another 500,000 barrels a day to that, assuming that Iraq is not going to be particularly interested in abiding by their OPEC plus cut pledges. Then we have Libya, where we haven't had any disruption in a long time. The biggest country externally that's there has announced that the 4-year force majeure it had in not drilling is over, and they're going to start drilling again. And the government, even though they divided, wants more oil, and they plan to grow production capacity. Nigeria, which was down to about 1.1, 1.2 million barrels a day in 21 and 2022, all of a sudden had peace in the Delta after the most recent elections. And they're not only above 1.5, they seem to be above 1.7, which would be the highest level that they've had since pre-pandemic.
Wow.
And finally, the last one of these is Venezuela, which saw production crashing from 3.6 million barrels a day down to 500,000. And that was 500,000 was about a year ago. And they're now steadily up to about 850 or more than that. We think they'll hit 1 million by the end of the year. We have peak oil demand in the month of August. We almost every year have it in the month of August, unless the world is recovering from a recession. Peak oil demand in the month of August is not really showing the big pull on inventory that we thought it was going to. And indeed, the amount of supply coming into the market, including from the US, which is currently estimated at 12.7 million a day. EIA has it at 13.1. We have it at 13.2 by the end of the year. So even the US is going to be adding to this supply in the next 4 or 5 months.
All right.